Peace and blessings, Israel. Peace and blessings to all my brothers and sisters out there. This is Yeshaya, and this is my video for informational studies. The topic is voting. All right. First, before I even start, I just want to just give all praise to the Most High through His Son. All right, because 4 years ago, literally, I voted, and it was so awkward for me too because like I waited to the last minute. I wasn't even going to vote. I swear to God, like I wasn't even going to vote if it wasn't for my aunt. Like she told me, it might have been like 6 o'clock or something. Jay, you might as well go vote. You and your brother just go do it. And then Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And like I don't like Donald Trump, and I don't like Hillary Clinton either. But I'm gonna just vote for Hillary Clinton because I don't want Donald Trump to win. Like even then, when I made that decision, it was still weird to me. Like it's two white people, neither one of them like you, so I don't understand like why you will vote for any one of them. But that's just being influenced wrong and just not just thinking on your own because I wasn't even going to vote. All right, but see, it's important to know like we went through some shit just to be able to vote, and just because we went through that stuff doesn't mean like it's mandatory that we have to vote. You know what I mean? Because them motherfuckers didn't want us to vote. Like when they started this country in what 1776 or whatever the case may be, like black people were not allowed to vote. So I don't even know why it's really such a big deal. Like they did all this stuff just to stop us from voting after we got the right to vote through the 14th and 15th Amendment. Matter of fact, let me read those amendments to you right now, just so we can know what they are, and you can look them up yourself as well. 14th Amendment states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. All right. Basically, if you're born here or they bring you here, you're a citizen. All right. The 15th Amendment reads, the rights of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any states on account of race, color, or previous conditions of servitude. Like, I don't even like them amendments because it's strictly like about us. Like, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, they did do that. I guess just to make it feel like they was trying to make a change so we can vote or whatnot. But like that stuff didn't happen till like almost 100 years later after they founded this country. Like and even then, like when we did get the right to vote, like they made it so hard for us to vote because they really didn't want us to vote. They did stuff like poll taxes were incorporated. All right. And then now you gotta pay, knowing that we wasn't able to pay because we ain't had that much money. All right. Literacy tests were incorporated. Again, can you read? Knowing that we barely couldn't read. So it's like, all right, if you can't read, then yeah, you can't vote. All right. And another thing, like this says, many states also incorporated the grandfather clause, meaning you could not vote unless your grandfather had voted here before. Knowing damn well most of our grandparents, like even back in that time, most of their grandparents or parents were slaves, like fucking can't vote then. Like, why are you going to this much extremis just to like stop us from voting? All right. See, our people don't even understand nowadays. Like they did all this just to stop us from voting. I understand and get why. Like back then, like maybe they wanted to vote just so they can feel equal. All right, but I don't really think that they were using their heads because like you didn't come here as an equal. Like, and they don't want you here, but it's just it might be like a natural instinct to just want to be equal in a place that you did build up and like you do live here. So like I understand that, but it's just what I'm saying. It's like it still doesn't matter. All right, bear with me. I gotta look on my phone because I wasn't able to send my notes from my laptop to my phone, so therefore I had to write them down again. All right. I said, even around those times where Abraham Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, like I said, they were doing them certain things like imposing taxes and asking, "Can you read?" and saying shit like, "If your grandfather ain't vote, then you can't vote." All right, and that's kind of a smack in the face too, because like if you really think about it, like from now until then, like damn, like they really did all this to stop us from voting just to show that we wasn't equal to them. All right, like and I understand that. I understand that. Like they didn't want us to be equal to them, obviously, and we're trying to fight to be equal to them, and it's just like it's not working. Like what? Never mind. Like I don't even know why would you want to fight to be equal to a person who don't want to be equal to you anyways. All right. In fact, let's talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And here's the Google definition, I guess, when I looked it up. It says the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination on the basis of color, religion, sex, or national origin. The act prohibited discrimination in public accommodations or federally funded programs. It also strengthened the enforcement of voting rights and desegregation of schools. All right. I actually think like stuff like that is funny because like when you really read it, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So, and it gives a definition of what it says, but like in all actuality, they acted like they did this. You know what I mean? Because we can still see discrimination definitely for race and your color. All right, today still. So that Civil Rights Act was never like no law or bill passed to show that like yeah like us Black Americans or so-called Black Americans had the same rights as these so-called white Americans. Like it never was a bill or nothing like that. That's just like an act. Like they acted like they was going to do something, and a lot of our folks really fell for that type of stuff though. You know what I mean? It's okay because they didn't know no better. But now, like, we have to know better to go out here and vote for two people who don't even give a fuck about you. Excuse my language. All right. For one, voting for these people is not going to change nothing. It never changed nothing then, and it haven't changed nothing now. And it's just in your head, like I'm going to vote for these people, and hopefully, like they treat me equally. But like, how are you voting for another man to treat you equally, and that's the man that brought you here unwillingly and beat your back in and raped your grandparents and enslaved y'all. You know what I mean? Like, how are you even thinking that you're gonna like they're gonna do something for you? All right, that's a real mental issue right there. You know what I mean? And like it's just sad to see, sad to say, for real. You know what I mean? Because we give so much effort into thinking like another man can save us, but we don't give no effort to the most high power, our power. We didn't give no effort into what he had to say about anything, about voting for somebody that's not your people. All right. Like for one, they can never change our condition because they don't know what we went through. Like like they they're the ones who put us to that. So it's like they're not gonna even understand how to change our condition. You know what I mean? It's all a mental game for real, for real. All right. And I'm kind of swole too because when I did vote, like I said, Hillary, Trump, it's like one's going to set you on fire and one's just going to shoot you. Either way, you're going to die. And that's what it is like for today's election. Like you're going to vote for two white men who's going to keep you in captivity. Like, all right. And like, our people, don't think that we're in some type of captivity or whatever the case may be. But you know what I mean? Hopefully they come about that slumber because this is getting bad. Like, like I'm not going to vote no more. And it's good. And that's why I had to thank the Most High because like it was really in my head. Like I never even felt comfortable voting. Like I voted for Obama back in what was that 2012 only on the strength of because I thought he was like a Negro like us. But come to find out, he ain't no Negro. And come to find out, they ain't never gonna put no Negro in office. Period. Like so, like you voting for somebody, you voting for people, like I don't even get it, man. Like you're voting for people who don't want to be equal to you. They want to keep going up, up, and up, and we be sitting here fighting for like equal rights and want to be equal. It's so dumb. Like, why would you fight to be equal to somebody who doesn't want to be, equal to you? All right, that's slow. Our people have to wake up, come up out of this slumber. All right. Before I go, I'm gonna leave y'all here with a verse. All right. I like this verse too. It's a Bible verse. It's in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15, and it reads, "Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God has chosen." All right, or shall choose. I'm sorry. "One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother." And that makes perfect sense because you're going to keep setting these white men over you and over you for so many years, and you wonder why your position never changed. All right? Your position and your condition never changed because you keep setting the people over you who's impressing you, who's oppressing you. Like that got to be like the dumbest thing like I've ever heard. Like I'm gonna vote for this man to keep me in oppression. And actually, you're going against God. Like that's law that he said that, bro. Like you can't even vote for, especially no white man, especially somebody ain't your brother because they don't even give a damn about you. Like they conspiring against us. Like all that shit to even stop us from voting, and we gonna fight just to vote for what? For no reason. So today, don't go out and vote because don't go out and vote just because. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and vote just because. Like, you don't even need to know why you voting. That's why I ask people and stuff, why did you even vote? They don't have no real answers. So we're not going out and voting. We boycotting voting like forever. Here on out. Shalom.